Hi guys, welcome to another video on my art channel, Sophie Art. Today I am having a gift idea or just an idea if you have a lot of books and you're running out of bookmarks. I really love doing these and they are great tiny gifts or great if you need one and you want to have a beautiful thing inside of your beautiful book that you enjoy reading. Because I am a crazy person, I didn't start with the first one, I just started at the middle of the painting and started with the one that's representing crystals or stony textures. And I decided to create a black shape and leave holes in the middle where I'm just adding triangle shapes in different colors to create a more crystally look. And around the holes I made some textured, stony looking but shiny, painty things that make a great transition into the crystal. You're going to see how it develops and how I'm layering and layering everything, which creates the crystals in the end. It doesn't have to look super realistic if you don't like to. You can make it more realistic if you want to, that's up to you. Just work with the texture of stones and experiment. This way you can also learn something about stony textures, which aren't that easy at the beginning. At least they weren't for me. You can also add more angles and shapes into the crystals. You don't have to use just triangles. I worked with shiny fine-tech colors. It was an experiment. I usually don't use them for that. And I wasn't able to make the colors that I wanted to just because they look different on the paper. But you know what, it's fine. I kind of like the way it turned out, even though it looks different from the ones I earlier made. But if you don't have shiny fine-tech colors or whatever golden glittering colors, just use the colors you like to. I promise it looks cool with just normal watercolors too. I usually think of amethysts when I'm thinking of these, so I use the violet colors, which I know it doesn't look like in this one because they all turned out orangey reddy in the end, but that was my original idea. Greens would probably also look very awesome with this one. Basically, you can do whatever you like to. Moving on to the left one, where I used a more geometric style. It's basically just layering colors in squares or every shape you like to, and leaving them quite transparent so you can see the other one at the bottom, and leaving some white spaces too. This takes some drying time, which you have to be patient or you use a dryer, whatever you like to. Just wait until the paint down there is actually dry, or you won't get this cool see-through effect at the end. And at the very end, which you are going to see in a different point in time of the video, because honestly I needed to decide if I'm showing you the others as a spoiler or if I'm just showing you the video as the way I did it. And I decided on the second one, so you're not getting spoiled for the other ones. But the downside of this is that you're not seeing everything that I'm talking about right now. But anyway, I'm telling it to you and you are going to see it later on. At the end I use a fine liner on top to also make shapes. So it kind of gets another different looking layer. With these ones you can experiment how you like to. You can also make lines or different shapes or different geometric stuff, or smaller or bigger ones, however you like to. They always end up looking pretty cool and pretty 3D-ish, and I really love that about them. You can also go the other way around and instead of painting the shapes, paint everything but the shapes and just do this with every layer. This way you also get a very cool effect. And if you want to, you can then use the fine layer to mark out the shapes, or one layer with shapes. Moving on to the third one, which is something Sophie needs to do in every artwork basically, or in every idea I'm showing you. Something like this has to be in there. We are of course making a galaxy. You guys know I love to experiment with galaxies and make different ones and put my eye on different important things about galaxies. And this time I decided to actually make a few like galaxies, and in the middle I just have the dark space. I used kind of shiny poppy colors, so they really stand out from the dark space. And you can also leave some white or add some white on top to really make them pop. I, of course, again used the shiny fine tags, which you don't have to, but you can if you have them. And I also made stars with white and shiny colors in the middle of the space, which are supposed to be further in the background. You don't have to do this, and you can also use a different technique. For example, with the fine tags, you can just use a lot of paint and then kind of spread the paint with your finger so they sprinkle on top, which has a cool effect, but it's not as controllable as painting them. A galaxy theme is actually pretty versatile because you can focus on stars or dust or whatever you want to. Just type in space somewhere or galaxies and you will see awesome pictures that you can try to represent, or just go with your feeling. It's a pretty cool and relaxing thing to do. And it also looks pretty cool on that small space. It's like a glimpse into the universe, which is awesome in my opinion. And moving on to the third and last one, it's something that I started to quite enjoy over the year, and it's making an abstract background and some flowers on top. You've probably heard about this in my Christmas video. I still really enjoy it, and it also looks cool in that small space. It's also pretty versatile. You can go about it the way you like to. You can use the flowers you like to. You can make it abstract the way you want to. You can use shapes, whatever you want to, basically. And then on top, you can add whatever you like to. You don't have to add flowers. You can add what you think looks cool with fine line on top of an abstract background. For me, these are flowers, and it's cool in box. But you can add cars, or I don't know, I just thought of cars because I looked outside and saw a car. But you can add what you like to, basically, and you can do with all of these what you want to. I'm just giving you some tips and saying what you like to a lot. But that's what art is about. I'm just trying to give you ideas and you can make your own out of it. You know, that's the awesome thing about art. You can get inspired by others and make your own idea, your own art out of it. And it's so cool for me to see what you guys make out of the stuff that I do. And it's never the same because everyone has its own style and can make its own out of it. And I hope this video helped you, and maybe you have a gift idea now, or you have an idea for your books, whatever. I hope it helped. I'm always happy if it does. And that's basically it for today's video. It would make me so happy if you give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And yeah, then we will see each other in my next one. Bye!